Hello, my name is Mariam Zenhom, and I will be presenting rock core preparation from luminescence dating of hydrothermal explosions. Research was done with samples from Yellowstone National Park, where hydrothermal explosions are highly active and hazardous. Yellowstone National Park is known for the many people that visit there, and in order to protect the wildlife, tourists, and employees, understanding the age of the events of the explosions is highly important. This is performed by using a technique in geochronology, which is the study of dating rocks, as luminescence dating, to analyze when the rocks were last exposed to solar radiation. When light penetrates through the rocks on the surface, photons happen to be trapped and can't really escape. This is known as luminescence signal. So a way to capture how old the rock is, the rocks that were last exposed to sunlight are taken into the lab to then be prepared for luminescence analysis. This technique is done to get an age of the hydrothermal explosions, which can be triggered by seismic waves, the release of high amounts of pressure caused by deglaciation, or changes in lake level. Shown here in this image, we have a difference in low and high frequency, which is the intensity of seismicity. This shows when there is a different level of seismicity, the intensity of the explosions can occur due to how high the pressure when magma reacts to the water underground. Due to the high pressure, this creates a sudden opening of a breakage causing boiling water, steam, and rocks to be released. Now, samples are then extracted from Yellowstone National Park, specifically in Pocket Basin, where rock cores are being drilled out from the boulders that were from the explosion. The goal for us to understand is how sample preparation affects luminescence analysis. Now, there are different types of rocks surrounding Pocket Basin. So if you take the analogy of like Play-Doh being mixed up after how many things are being interfered, this also can be applied to understanding how rock cores are analyzed and how this correlates to the boulders after the explosions. Characteristics such as viscous bubbles, crystallization, and inclusions can be seen within the rock cores. With how these rock cores are prepared, there are two different types of saws that are used. The first saw shown in image A is used for slab cutting. Image B is used for cutting wafers. Image C is shown to use different types of coolants for those specific types of saws in order to cool the core as it cuts. It is important to cut a slab of the whole core in order to use it for scanning, and then it is cut in half in order to save the top half of the core where the most amount of solar radiation was penetrated, while leaving the bottom half of the core for viewing the cooling age. Once the top half of the core's wafers are prepared, it is then crushed, shown in image D, and saved for luminescence analysis. Something to keep in mind about these cores is, as I mentioned before, rocks are coming from different types of boulders from the eruption. So we can be dealing with some fragile, some with more bubbles than others, some that can crumble easily, so error is highly prone to happen. As these are being prepared, our future goal is to have a luminescence depth profile from the slabs in wafers that were prepared onto a RISO instrument shown in image B, which is used for luminescence analysis. This will give us a better understanding of how hydrothermal explosions occur in the age of the crater from the rocks. Thank you.